Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Creator Suresh. Today I'm explaining the poultry digestive system. Let's get right into it. Does that work for you?
Such as egg production. An animal's body breaks down food through both mechanical and chemical means. In many animals, mechanical action involves chewing. However, because birds do not have teeth, their bodies use other mechanical action. Chemical action includes the release of digestive enzymes and fluids from various parts of the digestive system. After being released from food during digestion, nutrients are absorbed and distributed throughout the animal's body. Parts of a chicken digestive tract. The chicken has a typical avian digestive system. In chickens, the digestive tract, also referred to as the gastrointestinal tract or GI tract, begins at the mouth, includes several important organs, and ends at the cloaca. Organs: mouth, pharynx, esophagus, gullet, crop, proventriculus, gizzard, small intestine, ceca, large intestine, cloaca, vent, beak, mouth. As with most birds, a chicken obtains feed by using its beak. Food picked up by the beak enters the mouth. Chickens do not have teeth, so they cannot chew their food. However, the mouth contains glands that secrete saliva, which wets the feed to make it easier to swallow. Also, the saliva contains enzymes, such as amylase, that start the digestion process. The chicken uses its tongue to push the feed to the back of the mouth to be swallowed. Esophagus. The esophagus is a flexible tube that connects the mouth with the rest of the digestive tract. It carries food from the mouth to the crop and from the crop to the proventriculus. The crop is an out-pocketing of the esophagus and is located just outside the body cavity in the neck region. Swallowed feed and water are stored in the crop until they are passed to the rest of the digestive tract. When the crop is empty or nearly empty, it sends hunger signals to the brain so that the chicken will eat more. Although the digestive enzymes secreted in the mouth began the digestion process, very little digestion takes place in the crop. It is simply a temporary storage pouch. The crop evolved for birds that are typically hunted by other animals but need to move to the open to find feed. Occasionally, the crop becomes impacted, or backed up. This problem, called crop impaction, crop binding, or pendulous crop can occur when a chicken goes a long time without feed and then eats too much too quickly when feed is available again. Crop impaction also can occur when a chicken free ranges on a pasture of tough, fibrous vegetation or eats long pieces of string. With crop impaction, even if a chicken continues to eat, the feed cannot pass the impacted crop. The swollen crop also can block the windpipe, causing the chicken to suffocate. These birds can consume relatively large amounts of food quickly and then move to a more secure location to digest that food. Copyright Suresh Soud. Proventriculus. The esophagus continues past the crop, connecting the crop to the proventriculus. The proventriculus, also known as the true stomach, is the glandular stomach where digestion primarily begins. Hydrochloric acid and digestive enzymes, such as pepsin, are added to the feed here and begin to break it down more significantly than the enzymes secreted by the salivary glands. At this point, however, the food has not yet been ground. This organ is called the proventriculus because its location in the digestive tract is before the ventriculus, where food is ground. Ventriculus, gizzard. The ventriculus, or gizzard, is a part of the digestive tract of birds, reptiles, earthworms, and fish. Often referred to as the mechanical stomach, the gizzard is made up of two sets of strong muscles that act as the bird's teeth and has a thick lining that protects those muscles. Consumed feed and the digestive juices from the salivary glands and proventriculus pass into the gizzard for grinding, mixing, and mashing. When allowed to free range, chickens typically eat small stones. The acidic environment in the proventriculus softens the stones, and then the strong muscles of the gizzard grind them into tiny pieces. The stones remain in the gizzard until they are ground into pieces small enough to pass to the rest of the digestive tract. When a chicken eats a small, sharp object, such as a tack or staple, the object is likely to get stuck in the gizzard. Because of the strong grinding motion of the gizzard's muscles, such sharp objects can put holes in the gizzard wall. Chickens with damaged gizzards grow thin and eventually die. Preventing this situation is a good reason to keep a poultry house free of nails, glass shards, bits of wire, and so on. Small intestine. The small intestine is made up of the duodenum, also referred to as the duodenal loop, and the lower small intestine. The remainder of the digestion occurs in the duodenum, and the released nutrients are absorbed mainly in the lower small intestine. The duodenum receives digestive enzymes and bicarbonate, to counter the hydrochloric acid from the proventriculus, from the pancreas and bile from the liver, via the gallbladder. The digestive juices produced by the pancreas are involved primarily in protein digestion. Bile is a detergent that is important in the digestion of lipids and the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K. The lower small intestine is composed of two parts, the jejunum and the ileum. The Meckel's diverticulum marks the end of the jejunum and the start of the ileum. The Meckel's diverticulum is formed during a chicken's embryonic stage. In the egg, the yolk sac supplies the nutrients needed for the embryo to develop and grow. Right before hatch, the yolk sac is taken into the naval cavity of the embryo. The residual tiny sac is the Meckel's diverticulum. Ceca. The ceca are two blind pouches located where the small and large intestines join. Some of the water remaining in the digested material is reabsorbed here. Another important function of the ceca is the fermentation of any remaining coarse materials. During this fermentation, the ceca produce several fatty acids as well as the 8 B vitamins, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, pantothenic acid, pyridoxine, biotin, folic acid, and vitamin B12. Because the ceca are located so close to the end of the digestive tract, however, few of the produced nutrients are absorbed and available to the chicken. Large intestine, colon. Despite the name, the large intestine is actually shorter than the small intestine. The large intestine is where the last of the water reabsorption occurs. Cloaca. In the cloaca, the digestive wastes mix with wastes from the urinary system, urates. Chickens usually void fecal material as digestive waste with uric acid crystals on the outer surface, that is, chickens do not urinate. The color and texture of chicken fecal material can indicate the health status of the chicken's digestive tract. The white, pasty material coating chicken fecal material is uric acid, the avian form of urine, and is normal. The reproductive tract also exits through this area. When a hen lays an egg, the vagina folds over to allow the egg to leave through the cloaca opening without coming into contact with feces or urine. Accessory digestive glands. There are 3 accessory digestive glands which play a vital role in the process of digestion. 1. Salivary glands. 2. Pancreas. 3. Liver. Salivary glands. It is responsible for production of saliva. Its secretions ranges from 7 to 30 milliliters per day. The salivary glands are 1. Maxillary in the roof of the mouth. 2. Palatine on either side of the nasal opening in the roof of the mouth. 3. Aphenopterygoid glands in the roof of the pharynx on each side of the common opening for the eustachian tubes. 4. Anterior submandible glands in the angle formed by the union of the upper and lower beaks or mandibles. 5. Posterior submandibular glands. 6. Lingual glands in the tongue. 7. Cricoarytenoid glands around the glottis. 8. A small gland in the angle of the mouth. The saliva has following functions. 1. Lubrication of the feed. 2. Digestion. It contains salivary amylase which is responsible for carbohydrates digestion. 3. Acts as a buffer. It contains bicarbonate and other salts. 4. Helps tasting the feed. 5. Protects the mucous membrane and keeps it moist. 6. Helps regulate the body temperature. 7. Contain enzyme known as maramidase which is bactericidal in nature and thus it produces the local immunity. Accessory digestive gland. Pancreas. Pancreas produces a pancreatic juice. Its pH is 6.9. It is released in the distal end of the loop of duodenum. Pancreatic juice contains 4 kinds of enzymes. 1. Proteolytic enzymes. 2. Lipolytic enzyme. 3. Carbohydrate splitting enzymes. 4. Nucleolytic enzymes. There are 5 different kinds of proteolytic enzymes. 1. Trypsinogen. 2. Chymotrypsinogen A. 3. Chymotrypsinogen B. 4. Procarbic C peptidase A. 5. Procarbic C peptidase B. These enzymes are responsible for the breakdown of protein molecules into simpler units. Lipolytic enzyme. There are 3 types of lipolytic enzymes which are produced by the pancreas. 1. Phospholipase, lipid breakdown. 2. Pancreatic lipase, lipid breakdown. 3. Cholesterol esterase, esterification of cholesterol. Carbohydrate splitting enzymes. These consist of 1. Pancreatic amylase, acts on the starch and converts it into simpler units. 2. Invertase, acts on the sucrose and convert it into simpler sugar. Nucleolytic enzymes. There are 2 kinds of nucleolytic enzymes. 1. Ribonuclease. 2. Deoxyribonuclease. Liver, the largest glandular organ in the body, aids in the metabolism of carbohydrates, fats and proteins. Liver is a bilobed structure and it performs the following functions. 1. Detoxification. 2. Store of vitamins and carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are stored in the form of glycogen. 3. Formation plasma protein like albumin and globulin. 4. It activates and inactivates the protein and peptide hormones. 5. Liver is a site for the destruction of old RBCs. 6. Formation of bile, which is responsible for the emulsification of the fat. YouTube, Creator Suresh. Website, vetsureshnp.blogspot.com. TikTok, Saud, Sir0. https://vetsureshnp.blogspot.com/. Thank you.